Faith and faith-linked organizations play vital roles in international development work, in many respects largely through missionary activities that first launched modern education and health services in many countries and contributed to accelerating social change. They were pioneers of the field we today call development, the effort to support processes of social and economic change that improve the lives of individuals and communities across the world, and especially in the poorest countries.
All Nations Full Gospel Church has played a vital role in international development through the missions arm of the church called All Nations International Development Agency, also known as Anida. Through our many supporters like yourself, Anida has played a vital role in social and economic change that has improved the lives of individuals, their families, and communities. Anida is a multifaceted organization that is dedicated to serving individuals, families, and communities by confronting poverty, HIV and AIDS, gender inequality, and a lack of access to education. Anida is a leader in developing programs in education, counseling, healthcare, childcare, food provision, and entrepreneurship. Anida has several well-established ongoing projects in various locations and continues to develop new projects that support our mission to help those most in need throughout the world. Our 4 major projects include All Nations University College, the Women's Development Center, the Silent Cry Project, which is a child sponsorship program, and the Neighborhood Outreach and Help Project. All Nations University College is a Christian-centered university that aims to bring Christ into all areas of society through education. Our 3 schools are the School of Business, the School of Engineering, and the School of Humanities and Science. Our newest program offered is the Bachelor's of Nursing. ANUC has also embarked on the space technology that has made news headlines around the world.
I'm Joseph. I'm an alumni of All Nations University of Electronics and Communication Engineering. I'm currently working in the ISS lab as an administrative manager in charge of the paperwork, documentation, and day-to-day activities of this lab. ISS was started prior to the workshop, which was held in February 2012, and we had many students, but at the end it was declined to 10 students, and now we are about 5 here, including our director, which makes up 6. Our activity here is basically into researching, designing and constructing concepts, which we've already launched, and now currently we are working on our ground station, which we are researching into it, and we're also looking forward to our future project, which is CubeSat, which I think will be, with our speculated time is around 2016, and so yeah, that's all.
I'm Ernest Mate. I hold a bachelor's degree in Electronic and Communication Engineering from All Nations University. Currently, I'm the Outreach Coordinating Manager of RSSL. What my office does is that we go to the secondary schools trying to educate the upcoming ones about satellite engineering. And as we all know, satellite technology is an emerging technology in Ghana here, so we are trying to arouse the interest of the younger ones towards it. And then within this year, we've been to a couple of schools, and then the outreach program has been embraced through several presentations and demonstrative works of the concerts which we launched this year. So what I can say is that All Nations is doing very great by educating the younger ones in what we are doing. Thank you.
Presently, ANUC has 2,500 students and almost 100 faculty. The university has received numerous awards for our successes. Most recently, we were awarded with the most prestigious university award from the Europe Business Assembly in Oxford, UK. Currently, the university is also nominated for its contribution to the city of Koforidua, Ghana, where it's located. And through a successful partnership with Western University's School of Business, the oldest school in Canada, an ANUC student was one of only 3 international students selected to participate in a semester of studies at the Ivy School of Business.
Hi, my name is Ngozi Noma Roberts. I heard about the exchange program from my home university, All Nations University in Ghana. I actually participated in the case study program twice. The first time, there was no incentive attached to it. I just did it for the experience, and I learned a lot about learning with cases and all that. The second time, I actually didn't want to participate because I had done it the first time. It was actually Dr. Lynn Kisembe that told me about it. She was like, this time if you participate and you write the exams and you qualify, you come to Canada. I was like, oh, Canada, okay, fine. And then I participated, I took the exams, I taught the class, and then the whole screening process where you fill applications and you write essays and do a lot of things. I got an email that I had been selected and all. And coming to Ivy, it was a very good experience because back home I used to lecture-based classes where you come to class and the prof talks and you can decide not to listen and read your books and then you pass. For classes here, you have to be prepared because you have cases to read before the class, and then you get marks for contributions, so you really have to know ahead of time. Really, what's the word? It's been enlightening for me. I never knew how much I knew until I came here. I keep thinking about other students that will come here. I'll tell them to get prepared and put in all you can, and you can make it. Yeah, first of all, I want to thank my sponsors, Charles and Rita Field Marsham. He's the president of the Pan-African Group and the CEO of Kestrel Capital Management. So I'd like to thank them for sponsoring this program. Actually, this sponsor, I also like to thank Dr. Donker and Mama Rose for their love and support, and they've always been there since I came. And I'd like to thank Nicole Haggerty. She's the one in charge of our exchange program. And yeah, I hope at the end of the day I'll be able to take back the case study learning method to the university.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Haggerty and I'm a professor of business administration at the University of Western Ontario, the Richard Ivey School of Business. I'm really happy to explain to you today a little bit more about the program that the Ivey Business School has had with All Nations University in Ghana. As a little bit of history, I met Dr. Donkor and Dr. Charles Sego and Dr. Clement Hama about, I guess, only 2 years ago, although it's hard for me to believe that it's only been 2 years. And at that time, All Nations University, being very forward-thinking, was wanting to introduce business case studies as a way of embracing sort of a global standard of business education at their business school. And so members of All Nations University met with me to talk about what sort of partnership Ivey and All Nations University could come up with. And I was very pleased that year, within actually a few months of our meeting, we were actually able to launch the Business Decision Making with Cases course, where we're able to send a group of Ivey students, 2 or 3 students. Last year we sent 2 groups of Ivey students to the All Nations University in Koforidua, and have Ivey students teach their peer students how to learn from business cases. So this is a really exciting and unusual opportunity. As a matter of fact, it's probably one of the first in the world to have undergraduate students peer mentoring their undergraduate students at another university in Africa. And so we were very excited to be able to do that. Part of what we do is we take Ivy students who are really expert learners from the case method. In their first year here at Ivy, they do about 300 cases. Many schools across the globe implement business cases in their studies, and we had the great opportunity to work with All Nations University. So in 2012, we sent 3 students there. We worked with about 80 students at All Nations University that graduated with certificates of completion. And that was very successful. The next year, which was last year in 2013, we were able to send 2 groups of Ivy students and work with 2 sections of All Nations University students. In that time, we've also written 3 business cases. So we've been able to develop business cases about small businesses in Ghana. One of which is Bella Springs, which is the water purification operations at All Nations University. And then last year we did a case on an organization called Scooby Enterprises. It's a small business just outside the gates of the university that does photocopying. And then we also wrote a case about an organization that does microfinancing. So over the last couple of years, really in a very short period of time, we've been able to partner with the university to graduate over 100 students who have earned a certificate of completion in business decision making with cases course. I've had 9 Ivy students who have come to understand a lot more about Ghana and what a great place it is to do business, and how friendly and welcoming the culture is there. And that's been very successful. We look forward to continuing on and having a long relationship with All Nations University to continue to do that. So we have a wonderful partnership with All Nations University. The Ivy Business School looks forward to a long relationship and continued relationship to build new cases, to bring Indigenous African cases, not just to Ghana, but from Ghana to other schools and countries that we do work in. And we look forward to continuing to send Ivy students to learn more about the business environment there and to work with All Nations University students in the future. Thank you very much.
The Women's Development Center aims to provide free education that is equivalent to the high school level to women who have little to no education based on various circumstances. The program equips women to pursue post-secondary education and also provides business tools to start their own business in order to become economically stable. The WDC currently has 312 women attending the center and 8 facilitators. We have officially graduated 500 women, and since inception, the WDC has registered and trained over 15,000 women.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am privileged to stand before wonderful people like you this morning to share my experience at WDC. My name is Larissa Tabli. I am an Ivorian, graduate of WDC in the year 2012. First of all, I thank God for my life and for how far He brought me. I came to WDC 1.5 years ago, not being able to say a sentence in English. And now I am a student of All Nations University. Something I never expected. Mama Teresa, the coordinator of WDC, Sir Lawson, my first English tutor, and my friend can testify how it was laborious to communicate with me. Today, some people don't believe that the foundation of my English is from WDC. They used to say I had some knowledge of English before I came to Ghana. But I would like to clarify something. When I was in Côte d'Ivoire, as the MC was saying, I failed in an exam because I scored 0 mark in English. Also, none of my English teachers or lecturers, if they meet me today, they can't remember my face because it was hardly they were seeing me. To me, attending English class was boring. And besides, I was telling myself that I don't need English in a French-speaking country to have success in life. Seriously, English was a mountain to me until I found myself in Ghana. I confess that I regretted bitterly when I had to face the challenge of earning a living in a country where I had nothing and nobody. Moreover, I didn't understand the language. But God, in His goodness and His faithfulness, decided to give me a second chance. That is WDC. Wow! Brothers and sisters, God has used WDC to restore my life, to give me hope again. Wow. Because I came to Ghana with a broken heart. I had this word on my lips when I came here. How am I going to cope? Where do I start? Not knowing that God, the God who is the God of the future, has already prepared for me, has already touched the heart of Mama Rose to handle this kind of situation. Thus, Mama Rose Danko allowed me to learn free of charge in this institution. Wow. And I started somewhere. Now I would like to highlight two major points of the benefits I enjoyed with WDC. Apart from speaking English, I also enjoyed the spiritual and social environment. On the spiritual side, we are taught here to fear and trust God. Personally, I benefited a lot from the devotion times. One day I was completely down. And that day when I came to school, the coordinator, Mama Teresa, preached on the theme, the love of God above all. Wow. I remember it as if it was yesterday. That message strengthened me a lot. And I went back home with a different man. The second point I would like to emphasize on is the context of the subjects we've learned at WDC. I am one of the proof, the tangible proof, that WDC is a strong foundation to those who are willing to study further. For example, I have learned the golden rules of the English grammar, part of speech, letter writing, etc. Currently, I am learning these same topics in the university. Today, I don't need anybody to write a letter for me in English. In business introduction, I've learned topics such as type of business ownership, key decision to set up a business, double entry system in accounting, and so on. When I was writing the material student entrance examination, they asked one question. That question was, what is a computer? I did not remember what I've written in my notebook. What I got from WDC. A computer is an electronic device. An input, process them, and bring them out as God bless you, the little papa. Especially to you, those who are going to graduate this morning. I will say that I am waiting for some of you in the university. I will give you my notes for first semester. For others, I'm expecting you in companies in and outside Ghana. And I'm expecting another group to be big business women and men. It's not about selling granules in the market. We're done with that. Bless you so much. Long live all nations. Long live WDC. Please allow me to sing shortly.
Project Noah aims to encourage local churches' responsibility for the care of its local community through food bank initiatives. Project Noah provides food to low-income families both in the church and in the local community. And through our local church branches, Anida feeds over 120 families throughout the year. The Silent Cry Project is a child sponsorship program that currently operates in Ghana and Jamaica. As we all know, children have needs that they often cannot express. But through the Silent Cry Project, our sponsors meet many of the children's needs by providing food, clothing, education, and medical care. In Ghana alone, we serve 282 children, 8 of which graduated from high school last year. 4 of these have received full scholarship to All Nations University College, while the other 4 are currently working with the Ghana coordinator to help them pursue technical training.
My name is Audrey Echampi. I'm 19 years of age. I attend school at SDA Secondary School in Eastern Region here, Kofuridi Asokori. I was 10 years of age when I got sponsored by Anida. By then I was in class 6, and Anida has done a great thing in my life since I was at 10. I want to say a big thank you to Anida, especially Mama Rose, Pastor Donko, the Anida crew, and All Nation Full Gospel Church as a whole. I want to say a big thank you to them because they've done a great job in my life, and I've dreamed of becoming a professional nurse in my next future. And I pray for God to help me in my studies and all to achieve the dream I've been aiming for. Thank you.
Anida has supported my brother and I like to say a big thank you to All Nation Full Gospel Church.
Pacho, your friend Kwame Apia, me a All Nation, me a design, I'm a building a home. But me, we and about 3 years, few me and send our All Nation, Anida, and one of the Omafa, the man, Omayami and son. I mean, you know, more how much about him, so I'm na ningi na say omaboa me papa omaboa me wo nyame anum kura enokure pa omaboa me nkora no ene ade omohwem omontade yimu no mu school fees no mu bibia mu no omaboa me papa ama am say ne ene ama eguso ekoma me nti me dia seda ema Reverend Samuel Donko ene ne yere ene All Nation Church ni nyina wo Canada no ni ade ni nyina the empire bonny at it, she said, the Omayan, Omanya de Brosa, a movie, was meaning, said, many sock the Omaya mamma. No, and I'm the Yame, Inshira, a tomachi, maybe be a and Cosmo, no Yamiocato.
Last year, a truck was desperately needed to transport food, clothes, and other supplies to the sponsored children and their families across various regions in Ghana. And on behalf of the sponsored children and their families, Anida would like to thank you for making this happen. And Anida began working in Jamaica in November 2012 with 18 children. And in little over 1 year, Anida now sponsors 85 children. Like Ghana, we desperately need a vehicle to transport goods and to the sponsored children and their families in Jamaica. The vehicle we are looking to purchase is coincidentally called a Noah. Please help us make this possible so that we can better serve those in Jamaica.
These are the children God has given to us here in Jamaica. We have 85 children and growing. God wants us to help these children to become a success in the future. We want to see them become the leaders of this country, leaders of industry, lawyers, teachers, engineers, you name it, and preachers. We believe that God has a beautiful plan for every child, and our job is to ensure that we help these parents to raise them up in the fear and in the admonition of our God. We thank you for supporting this program. We believe that Jesus is happy because of what you're doing for them. You are feeding them. They are no longer going to bed hungry, and they have education. Thank you, and God bless you. Continue the good work, and these children will be a great testimony that you cared. Thank you.
Amen.
We are the Richards family, and we are here on the Anida program. My son has been on it now for a year and some months now. This is our second time here, you know, enjoying ourselves, you know, get together, you know, getting together to know people and everything, and it's just fun. You know, we just want to thank Dr. Samuel and Reverend Rose, you know, Rose Dunker, for, you know, making this possible for all of us, you know, because, you know, my son and my family, we have benefited from it a lot, because a lot of time when we run out of food just right in time, you know, it just comes in time, you know. So, and you know,
I'm grateful for it, yeah.
Yes.
Because when time is hard and when time is tough, yeah, it is a help, benefit to my son.
And for us.
Back to school, so when I get back to school,
shoes, uniform,
and that, yeah, it's very helpful, very much helpful towards the school. And in the future, I know the program, when I read it, I know that Junior will benefit if he keep up his average high in school and anything. I know
straight in college.
He can do that, yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm here with Andre Johnson, which is Adina Johnson's dad. Andre is one of the youngest father that I could find that's standing up with his child. Tell us a little bit about you and why you're trying so hard and standing up with your children, and why you see this program as something that will work for your daughter.
Well, okay, you know that my father never used to take care of me, you know, so you know, so always my mother alone. So I try my best to be the best father that I can to my child, you know, because you know, say things are rough and tough, and I'm glad that you guys come into my life, you know, and try to help out situation, because things hard and tough, and I'm grateful for that.
Okay.
So as I say, I try to be the best father that I can to my child.
Okay.
So when I go to school, make sure she get the best education that I never get. I want that my daughter grow up and get a nice job like a lawyer or a doctor.
Good inspiration.
Yeah. In office under AC.
Yeah.
Never get that. So I like my daughter to get that.
So you would like your children to have an opportunity that you never have, and so that's one of the reasons why you stand up with them and try to be there for them.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we really appreciate you. I appreciate you standing up with them, and I hope that we'll be able to continue to work together, you know, for the best interest of your children. Thank you so very much.
Thank you too.
Anida is planning to expand the Silent Cry project into 3 more countries: Liberia in West Africa, Costa Rica in Central America, and South Sudan in the northeastern region of Africa. Our senior pastors have spearheaded a goat rearing project in both Liberia and Jamaica and a cow rearing project in South Sudan. The goal of the project is to establish a farm that will enable Anida to own its own abattoir, also known as a slaughterhouse, whereby the meat will be prepared for sale on the local market. This will generate funds for Anida. Moreover, a tannery will be established to teach the women how to use the animal skins to produce various projects to generate their own income. Overall, the vision of Anida is to fulfill the mandate of God to feed, clothe, educate, and care for those in need. Brethren, we are Anida, and we are called to change lives, and we are doing just that. Just to share one testimony alone, through Anida, some of our sponsored children and their families are now attending church, and some have even assumed responsibilities in the ministry. One of the sponsored child's parents has now become a local missionary and is organizing basic needs for local families, just like Anida is doing for her own family. On behalf of those we serve, I would like to thank you for your commitment to Anida. Let us continue to work hand in hand to fulfill the commandment given to us by God, to love our neighbor as ourselves.
Today is a great day as we celebrate what God is doing through Anida. About the university, the Women Development Center, our child sponsorship program, and that of the food bank. God has done so much, but it was through you. You gave, and that is why we have all these programs that we have today, blessing lives. You took somebody to school, you clothed somebody, you gave somebody food to eat, you gave hope to those who didn't have any hope. It's because you allow God to use you to bless them. And as we celebrate, we want to say a big thank you. And for the great things that God has used you to do. I believe that when Christ comes, he will say to you, well done, good and faithful servant, for you fed me when I was hungry. You clothed me when I was naked. And you will ask God, when did I see you? And when did I do all these things? And the Lord will say to you, because you did it for these ones, you have done it for me. We did it for Christ. And remember, God will surely bless you. May he bless you. May he bless your children. May he bless your children's children. And whatever you touch, may God bless. This year being a year of favor, may his favor rest upon you. And may he keep and protect and guide you, because you have fulfilled the desire of Christ himself. God bless you.